you want to know what the UN, the New World Order are doing, the self-confessed people that want to rule this earth, and the members of the New World Order, have a look at this report on how the bees are completely and totally disappearing all over the world.
A happy buyer here.
Mark Taza has been anxiously awaiting these packages. His business has nearly been wiped out by Varroa destructor. A few years ago, he lost almost 6,000 hives, and this past year hasn't been much better.
Probably more. Another 2,000 over there. These are bigger holding now.
The 11,000 hives in this apiary have been transported more than 1,000 kilometres from the northern state of Washington. At the end of winter, there is nothing in bloom yet, so the honeybees are being artificially fed.
Powdered sugar on there and a pollen patty. This is one of the small hives. It really went bad. It's a bit spotty to me. There's something going on in there, and I suspect that that's Varroa. There's a Varroa. There's one out. There's got one. This brood, at the present stage, is probably 50% infected. A bit more probably. A bit more. Yeah.
Now, in addition to Varroa, a devastating new syndrome has been spreading around the world called colony collapse disorder. Honeybees have been mysteriously leaving their hives and not returning.
Well, did you hear that? Honeybees are mysteriously disappearing. They don't come home. Well, we just told you before that it is HAARP that destroys the magnetic field around the earth that the bees need to tap into to locate their home base.
In the US, Australia's honeybees also suffer from the onslaught of industrial agriculture. Their natural habitat has been destroyed. The soil is drenched with agricultural chemicals, and the farmlands have become breeding grounds for disease.
Have they got?
When you get here, you see the extent of this. This is a huge area of agriculture of one particular crop, miles after miles, as far as you can see, from here to the horizon, in every direction. There's not a flower. You can't see a flower. You can't even see a rosebud out here, which is an artificial flower. You can't see a daisy. There's nothing out there. No beekeeper in his right mind would bring bees out here. There is just nothing for bees.
These orchards also create the perfect storm for the spread of disease.
Well, there you can see the US has absolutely raped all of their paddocks for agriculture. They have absolutely destroyed all of the natural environment. They have absolutely destroyed the bees. They wonder why that they've got a problem over there, and it's getting worse, and they have to import bees from Australia. But guess what? Australia and the politicians and the bureaucrats here have allowed GM food. That will cause the same problem as US has got. Australia here has allowed the stuff coming in from Monsanto, Roundup, which has just about wiped out the barrier reef. No one wants to admit to it or own up to it. The Roundup has just about wiped out all of the creeks, and there are many species of fish in the creek that have now become extinct. And we have just as much wanton rape of our own agriculture here in this country because we've let this kind of junk science come in from the United States of America. They've just about destroyed their country, and now our politicians have just about let them destroy our country as well. Now, the insanity that's going on here, you're looking at a publication showing the GE crop of canola. If you want to look it up, you will find that canola is very damaging to your liver, and it is out of rapeseed. And rapeseed is a poison.
I saved that box. It had the same problem.
Now we've got a lot of beehives here, And I'm with Martin, and he's the beekeeper. Martin, what's going on here down here? Just tell me all about that.
Well, that muck you see in the front, in the entrance there where I've got it locked off with a gate, is contamination from the beetle and the beetle scrub.
Now you were saying that when the beetle gets into the hive, they just take off.
When the beetle gets strong enough in that hive, the bee will take off. It'll just desert the box, because the beetle becomes so strong in there, the bees just won't put up with them and they just leave. They don't. It's not a swarm. It's just a desert. They just desert the box, and then when you find in a few days later that the box is full up with grubs, the brood box, the supers and everything, and all you've got is a lot of muck and slime, and you've got to destroy the lot.
So what's happening now? This box has completely been taken over by the beetle, and
have a look here.
There we have grubs.
See the beetle in the lid?
There's the beetle in the lid.
Yeah.
Let's go. Get your hand out of the road there. Just let me be going for cover.
Yeah.
There we are.
Up here. Yeah. That's them coming up.
So that's the beetle, and here, hold that frame.
See how slimy it is?
Yeah. So there's still honey in this. There's still honey in this.
Yeah, there's honey.
But it's been eaten out by the grub of the beetle.
Yep, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And now we're getting into the brood box.
This is the brood box, and look at that. No wonder the hive took off.
This is the brood box, and that's what they do when they get in it.
Have a look at that.
There, they just destroy it. Now I'll take this one here out. You have a look down in there, look. All up there.
Now we are looking at the brood box of this hive, and you can see it is totally saturated with grubs of this vermin. Now what have you got here, Martin?
Well, this is a book on the small hive beetle in the USA, and this has been done, and it's now available in Australia.
Just put it down that angle. Yeah.
See, and these are remains of 35,000 supers.
Yeah.
3.5 million frames rendered in that lot. They're unusable for honey.
You're telling us that that's the same grub here as we see in this book from America?
Yep, that's what that book is telling me, and that's what it tells me by my box.
Martin, can you show me what you've got in the way of a trap that you...
Well, these are the latest design for catching these beetles in. As you can see, there's nothing in there, but in the box you cut slits, so the beetle will go down and drop into the oil.
And does that work?
It does work, yeah, it does work, but you've got to get it in the early stages to have it successful.
And this is the same beetle that you said came into New South Wales first?
Yep, it's been in New South Wales I think since 2002.
And now we've got it in Queensland.
And it's been slowly coming in Queensland now. It's been here for a few years.
Pull out that trap, pull it out a little bit further and give us an idea how that works.
Well, that's supposed to be a trap to catch the beetles, but all that's going down in there now is
the grub.
The grub, yeah. And you can see the dust on them.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
Yeah.
And there's not much room to catch any more grubs, is there?
No, it's stuck a box.
You said that you have saved this particular box. How did you do that?
I put new frames in it and cleaned it all out and put a new brood box in. I put a trap in there. There's a trap in there. I put this white styrofoam stuff down there so that the first sign of anything wrong in that box, they'll scrape it out and it'll drop on the bottom down there.
Right.
And then as soon as I see something on the bottom of that styrofoam down there, I'll know that...
that indicates that the beetle's got in there.
That's an indication that it's... Yes.
Now you can go along the road and you can investigate every tree. You can investigate all of the trees that would normally be loaded with with bees, and as you can see here, there is not one sign of one bee on any of the flowers. And the bees need the global electromagnetic field to navigate back home to their base. And when that's been destroyed, they're loaded up with pollen, they can't come home. And then when the beehive gets weaker and weaker and weaker, there's not enough bees there to ward off and kill the pests that come in, the intruders such as the beetle.